Three industry professionals collectively bring their opinions, taste buds, and personal critiques to tackle controversial and offensive topics over their favorite cigars and bourbon. Join us weeknights at 8 p.m. Eastern at Talking_Smoke_podcast as we step out of the shadows of the industry and put on our no-fear gear to speak on topics that you love to hear. Log on and join us. Talking Smoke Podcast. Grown Men Conversations. A visual orgasm for the people. And remember, where there's smoke, there's got to be fire.
What am I talking? I don't agree with that.
Welcome to another episode. I know y'all been on y'all P's and Q's, sitting on the edge of the seat, waiting for this show to pop off. Now, to my left and my right, I have two of the most knowledgeable hosts in all of TV. I just said that, and I don't care who knows that. And if you don't know, you need to know that. I got Tiger Fuller and DJ De Niro. Y'all say what's up, y'all.
What it do?
So tonight, our topic is just like every other night. We're talking about topics that may be a little controversial and might ruffle some feathers and make you feel a little less than manly or womanly when we're talking about them. Tonight's episode is about sports ownership. Some people say, owners versus players. We're going to say ownership in sports. Right here on Talk and Smoke Podcast. Don't touch that channel. We'll be right back because you understand where there's smoke, there's got to be fire. We'll be right back.
This your boy Tiger Fuller. If you feel that you have talent and you want the world to see your talent, reach out to us. Send us your pictures, a video, right there at the bottom of the screen. TalkingSmokeFans@gmail.com. We love to hear from you.
And we're back. Thank you for the pause for the calls. We all got to pay bills. That's how it is. You know what I'm saying? Life. L-I-F-E, baby. That's how we doing it. But tonight we're getting into the sports. I'm talking about football, basketball, and if it's in your community, kickball and soccer, whatever you want to do, baby. But we're going to talk about it all. Let's talk about ownerships. Now, it's been a running conversation. I'm not going to say anything else, but it's been a conversation within the land about sports, the ownership of and ownerships and players. But we're going to get down to the bottom of everything. We're going to put our feelings on here like mayonnaise and mustard on a sandwich. I said that because it felt good coming out, and I'm going to keep on doing stuff to keep you on your toes. So we're going to turn to none other than Tiger Fuller. What are your thoughts on ownership in sport as a whole?
Well, you think about over the years, watching sports, watching football, basketball, a little bit of soccer, not that much, but a little bit of soccer. You look at the owners and you see what type of individual they are or what type of race they are. You don't see too many I'll say minorities, but you all know I'm talking about black folks owning the teams. You think about the whole situation that happened, with the guy. We all know took a knee down doing the national anthem for a reason. Why do you think he didn't get put on any one of those teams? Because there was no minority owners in the football league. None. So none of those owners understood what was going on. They didn't understand the reason why Kaepernick was doing that. Because if you was a minority and the owner on a team, you would have understood. You banned him. You would have spoke up and said, no, I don't think he need to be banned. I think he's doing it because of this reason right here. Because we are not in that position to make
So
those
whose fault is it?
decisions. It really hurts us. To me, they look at us just as entertainment. Okay, they can play ball. Let them play the ball. We'll be the one to do the management. We'll be the one to do the administrative thing. We'll take care of all the business part of it. But let those minorities just play ball. They don't need to be on the table or in the box with us. That's my take on that.
And I kept saying while you was talking, whose fault is that? Whose fault is it?
You got to think about it.
You think
Look
it's
at those
something in
individuals
place
that
that
wants to own a team. They would not let them in to buy a team. Think about that. We got money.
they won't let them buy a team.
They would not let them buy a team in the NFL. Now basketball, yeah, you see Jay-Z is part owner of the Brooklyn Nets, but do the research. You can't get in with the football. You cannot get in with the football.
Okay.
Nero, do you agree with that? What's your take on it?
I don't agree. I think guys that play football, their sole purpose in life is to play the sport that they love. And so after that, they want to enjoy their riches, be it doing maybe commentary or just starting their own business. I think a lot of black guys use that as a stepping stone for other things. Yes, it's a hood dream or a hoop dream or a football dream or whatever. It's a dream for guys to make it to the NFL, the NBA, the major leagues, and stuff like that. It's a dream for them to make it there. And they make it so difficult for you to make it there that once they get in, they find out what it's like. They find out what it takes, and they find out that that business is very cutthroat. So they don't want the team, or they don't even strive to do that. Now, if there is people that strive to do that and try to put dollars in the black, because major sports, professional sports has changed the lives of so many of our brothers and sisters, black minority people, that I think the ownership knows that, and they do exploit it. They do use that as an exploitation tool. But I think that black people are comfortable. A lot of these guys are comfortable where they are. They just look at John Elway. John Elway played football, and then he turned around to become, the general manager of I forgot what team he's general manager of now, but
Denver.
Is it Denver? I don't think he's. But anyway, either way it goes, he's like the general manager of Denver.
See, so, Nero, you're talking about the players, though, being owners of the team. You're talking about the players. You're right. A lot of players do not want to have that responsibility. They don't want to own. But you have some individuals or minority that's out there that's trying to be owners of the teams in sports, not just the players. But you have some other people out there that has that money, has that paper, as they say, but they are not allowed to be in to become owners of the team.
I disagree.
Let me chime in. Let me chime on it. So, guys, going back to the original topic, we're talking about ownership in sports. And so much of the topic or the conversations that we've heard in the news, we heard social media, we've heard with players and owners was basically between the two. Now, what I've been hearing so far is the blacks in the sport. And I get that, but I look at it, I'm gonna be devil's advocate right now. So if I wanted to buy an airline, regardless of my creed, color, or my background, it would be very difficult for me to walk in and buy an airline because of the way that type of business structure up is not one of those things that people in general can just walk into and say, hey, you know what? I want to buy an airline. I look at it similar to the sports. Now, I play sports, not on a professional level, but I was one of those young boys that wanted to have the same hoop dreams. I was going to be the next Michael Jordan. Didn't make that. But the business mindset has taught me that once you start signing contracts, a contract is just that. So when you sign up to be a football, baseball, basketball player, we don't think about initially, most of us, I want to own a team. Or, I want to have something outside of this. Our dream is to make it in league. My question is, players, removing the color, right? Just say if you purple, right? Will we still have that same conversation? Who's likely to be an owner or a player if it was a purple person and all of us is purple with the same pink polka dots, or is it just a minority versus a majority thing?
I still think it's. Go ahead, Nero. Go ahead.
I think to answer your question, Callaway, I think that is a desire thing. I don't think that is a race thing. I don't think that is a minority, majority. I don't think that. I think that if you have the ends and the coins to do so, then you could do it. If you got the money to make it happen, be it a minor league type of situation or even buying in to the NFL, if you got the right, if Tyler Perry wanted to be an NFL owner and open up a franchise in let's see where they don't have something at that's a major city. In Rhode Island. He wanted a team in Rhode Island. Or let's just say he won one in Macon, Georgia. Because it's a kind of all right city. It got enough people there to sustain a team. So he says that I want to bring a professional basketball team to Macon, Georgia. And I'm going to use my resources, my connections and networking to do so. I think it will happen.
And you just said it right there, Nero. You just said the individual going to use his resources and connects and everything. To be an owner, if, like Callaway mentioned, if we all was purple, you still have criteria in order to be an owner of a team. You got to have a track record. You got to have a track record. Okay, what have you proven that you can accomplish, that you can sustain and maintain in the business world? You cannot just win a lottery and win, $1 billion or so and then say, hey, look, I'm going to buy a team. They're not going to let you do that right out there. You got to prove your track record. Just like when you're in corporation and everything. I cannot just run up there and got money in my pocket. I think I got skills and everything, but I cannot go to the owner and say, I want to be part owner. I want to put this amount of money in you guys and everything. They're going to look at me. They're going to look at my resume. They want to see what have I done in the past. What have I accomplished in the past? You cannot just be an owner of a sports team. You just cannot do it. Now, take away the purple from everybody. You can't do it if you don't have a track record. But then you look at nowadays, because of the way the injustice is with our people, black people, it is even harder for us to become owners of teams. Because you got to understand, those, like for instance, NFL teams and stuff, they're voted. Those owners are there together like a club. They got to see what you got going on. They got to look at your resume to see whether or not you're able to not just own a team, but can you actually run that team? Can you actually do the things necessary, to keep that team up? You understand what I'm saying? It's just like corporation. It's just business. You just can't just jump up in there and get a team.
Versus how much you got. It's got to be one of those things that the government can chime in and say, let me make sure it's fair across the board. It ain't. It's business across the board. Now, the whole race thing, I won't even hit. I think the biggest problem with people looking at it like the race is because if you look at any football field, any basketball field, most of your baseball diamonds is covered with people that look like you and I. So I can see how we can feel a certain way. They've done it, but they've done it in a different way. Jay-Z brought, the Brooklyn Nets. Usher had a minority sign portion of it. Matt Johnson had in, a certain team. There are options. I agree wholeheartedly that are all purple. And let's take color out of it. And we all in $20 billion in our pocket. Everybody can be able actually to buy a team. So I guess a lot of the conversation that I'm hearing, and again, this is a Callawayism mixed with the O, and I don't know everything. I totally feel that regardless of money, creed, and color, it is difficult to own an NFL team, an NBA team, or any other sports team, period. You got to have something more that they're looking for. I do agree with Tiger when you stated that because you do have melanin, there's going to be a little bit more restriction. That's a fact. Okay, people that sitting at home, buckle up. Yeah, I told you it's going to get very uncomfortable, real fast. So put your feelings on this so they won't hurt. Put them in your man purse. Let's get down to the particulars. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back. Don't touch that down. We'll be right back.
Who got talent? You got talent. Whatever it is that you do, if you want to be a part of this show, Talking Smoke, hit us up at talkingsmokefans@gmail.com. I don't care if you juggle, sing, tap dance, pet dogs, walk dogs. Holler at us at talkingsmokefans@gmail.com. I'm your boy, DJ De Niro, and I'm gone.
This young lady has the look. This young lady has the vocal. She can sing like a golden songbird. And I don't know what you guys been doing. You've been sleeping on the rock somewhere. Here's Chattanooga's native, China Morgan.
Hop in your whip, grab your keys back, and you come through. I'll teach you a lesson, I'll be a blessing. As long as you're ready, you can come get it. Stay by my side and I got you. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the view. Drinking and chasing the hand in your system. After we're done, call my girls like I missed them. Plenty of time if you wanted some more. Don't worry, I got you, you don't have to go. Tell me how you want it, baby.
Picture this. Your business advertising right here on Talking Smoke Podcast. It's simple. All you have to do is inquire the email at the bottom, or you can call us at 770-370-4006. We'll do the rest. Just call. We're here for you. We'll wait.
All right, welcome back from the break. I'm glad you guys came back. Thank you for the snacks. Appreciate it. We're going to get right back into particulars. I know you guys are anxious to hear what's going on. Nero, you just said, I don't believe it. So let's give him the floor. Let's give him the MIC and let's see what your thoughts are.
I don't agree with that. I think nowadays that everybody has money.
Bring some supported topic.
I think that nowadays have money.
Right.
Black people. There's wealth in the black dollars. The black dollars is wealth. There's a lot of wealthy black people. They just don't want.
And we're not disagreeing with
I agree.
It's going to become owners.
We're talking about the purple people. We're not even talking about the black people.
If you don't want to do
is it not hard?
I said it's hard for anybody. It's just like starting any business. It's not just a cupcake walk. It's not. I might want to start a worm digging company, but I got to know all the rules and regulations of
that's true. But De Niro, it's just like, we as a people, in order to become an owner in the NFL, that's not just, the criteria and everything, but it's going to be harder because of our color, of our skin. Just like they didn't want certain ones to beat Babe Ruth's record and stuff.
Man, you got to have the money.
Look at how they punished them. Look how they treated them.
You got to have the money.
So imagine now, not just a player, but trying to be an owner of the team. You think they're gonna actually want that? No, they're gonna fight against that. They're gonna do whatever it takes. Use their networking skills, use their buddy system. Hey, I do not want this guy De Niro. He has the map, but I do not want this guy De Niro to get a team or to be part owner of one of these teams here. I do not want that to happen.
Well, that's hate.
Because he's a black guy.
Across the board, people, we're all purple people, pink people, whatever your energy is. But I think the topic that we're talking about is not a topic that is built in to have our self-opinion built on it. We gave earlier our self-opinion, and then we're riding it on this color thing, which I don't think the color thing is necessarily I'm not going to sit here and say it's not a hindrance, but with anything, Nero said it. If you want something bad enough for it, you go hard for it. Does your skin tone and complexion in this day and age in 2020 hurt or hinder it? Yeah. Factually, I think it dampens it. The fact that you have money, whether you purple, pink, red, it doesn't matter about the money when you're looking at the sports. That is a factor when you're trying to own anything in life. But if you're looking at sports, they don't have to play ball with you. You can have all the money in the world. If they think you're reckless, they think you stand for the wrong thing, guess what? They do not have to let you into the NFL. They do not have to let you into the soccer league. They do not have to let you into baseball. They just don't have to do it. So what I really want to tackle right now, guys, is the misconception or the fact of what most people are talking about right now when they say owners versus players. There's many hundreds, not thousands upon players that have melon. They strove for it. They got this goal. They get to do what they love doing, make all this money in the world. They can invest their money anywhere they want to. I don't care what color. There's non-black people in sports too. So I guess the argument is, why such unbalance? Why is it so hard? Is it because the people that are playing the sport or the people who have the money, regardless of what color they are, they just don't have that interest? Or is it just some people just don't know what business is?
It's not like that at all. You think about what happened with Kaepernick back in the days. You know how many people, our people, were saying, hey, look, let us get a team. Let us stop this. Let us go ahead on and have our own team to stop this injustice, a racial thing that's going on that happened with Kaepernick. But have you heard anyone accomplish that? Or have you seen that happen yet? No, but they want it to happen. Those people like P. Diddy and all those ones with that big bank, big pockets, they couldn't do anything. You think they wanted? A lot of black folks was upset because Kaepernick didn't play. They were supporting him. They even said, let's get our own team.
Kaepernick can't play.
But we couldn't do it. You know why we couldn't do it? Because way back in the 40s and way before, guess who was the owners of the team? And those owners did not want. They even
y'all overlooking the fact.
They did not want.
Y'all overlooking the fact.
Also, we had black people, Mexican people, that could own teams back in those days, but they didn't do it because they was banned. They was not able to do it because of segregation. You know, you even have. That's why you had your own Negro League for baseball, your own league for the major league. That's why, because it was not allowed. And it's today's field. Very few people, or very few teams, are allowing black people to be a part of the ownership. Look at the baseball general managers. This is general manager. You don't have many black folks as general manager. They most of all the white people. You don't have no Mexican. You don't have no Chinese. You don't have none of that stuff. It is all the white people. Because it is a rule. We're trying to break that barrier now. We are trying to break it, but it's going to take some time. It's been over 400 years, and we haven't done it yet. So, it ain't about the money, Nero and Callaway. It's not about the money, because we got the money.
All right.
It's about we're allowed to be a part of that club in order to own a team.
This trash. Colin Kaepernick, you forgetting that when he was kneeling, when Colin Kaepernick was kneeling, He was on the bench. He wasn't a starter. He was mad because he wasn't getting a starting job no more.
Say that one more time.
So the light was taken off of him. So he did something to put the light back on him. Now, don't get me wrong. The thought of kneeling because the national anthem isn't fair and this, that, and the third, and blah blah blah, do. There's been many a times where I didn't stand for the national anthem. I've been places and they say stand for the national anthem, and I stay seated. It's been times when I was in church and they say stand up for the prayer. I don't feel like standing up. So if you don't feel like standing up, and or whatever the case may be, then don't do it. I think the kneeling part was a thing that he came up with. Was like, man, you know what? I'm gonna kneel. I don't want to stand. I want to pray. I want to pray. So it's like
so you saying like Rosa Parks, she just didn't feel like walking all the way to the back because her leg or feet was tired, so she gonna sit in the front row.
So she took a seat. So she took the seat. But I'm gonna tell you now, Colin Kaepernick.
So guys, I got some supporting topics that I want to
let's look deep into this since you want to pull that up. Had Colin Kaepernick been a starting athlete during the time of his protest, you think he would have done that? Hell no. Because it messed with his coins. He wouldn't have done it. That's my take.
Let's go to the supporting topics. I know we had a chance to talk back and forth, but let's go to the supporting topics because at this point, it's nothing more than what we always say about this time. These are all our own opinions. So let's go to some fact checks real fast. Fact check. So supporting topics state, and this is not a Callaway's, and this is facts. Basically, out of all the teams out there, let's be real. There are owners out there that are minorities. Not that many. When I say not that many, I mean like 2 in NFL minorities. Kim Pegula, she's the coach of the Buffalo Bills, and of course the Jacksonville Jaguars also have minority ownership with Shahid Khan. Now in basketball, I mean you have, it seems to be more, but it's about the same. You got like 3 owners, and then you have a handful of people that are celebrities or just well off that own some NBA teams. And I just like to be politically correct. I think earlier I was going off stats of an older date. And back in 2016, there was only 1 out of 122 teams. In 2017, there was 2. And then it kind of spiraled a little bit. So, I mean, I see it giving way. But just going down my list in the NBA, Sacramento Kings, with Vivek over there. He's Indian American. Milwaukee Bucks co-owner, Mark Lasry. He's Moroccan American. Of course, Michael Jordan owns the Charlotte Hornets, if you did not know. Other than that, you have a handful of celebrities like Will Smith, Kevin Hart, let's see, Derek Jeter, Grant Hill, Magic Johnson, and all of these people are partial owners. So they're partial owners that's a strive in the right direction. And the least balanced group would be our NBL, our baseball teams. Out of 30 teams, there's only 1 team that has that minority rank, and he's Mexican American. And that's right. You heard it right here first on Talking Smoke Podcast. So going back to the point, fact check, the issue at hand that we've been speaking on is that it's disproportionate numbers. There's so many minorities that play the sport, but very few coaching and very few owning. Hats off to Sean Diddy Combs, Brother Love, who actually made a stride or a bid to by the Panthers when they were up for grabs before David took it over. So I mean, there's strides. I mean, I guess the more you know, the further you go. If we really feel like this is what we want to do, then ask for what you want, baby. NFL, we're good enough to play your sports. We're good enough to actually to put seats in the stands. We're good enough to sell your jerseys. We're good enough um, to get people to buy season tickets, but we're not good enough when it comes to being considered to own a franchise of the NFL. Want to see bring a change? Cut the TV off.
You're gonna have to protest, man.
Cut the
You
TV
said
off.
your point.
Now, if you cut the TV off.
Cut TV off. Let me tell you
gotta
something.
turn TV off and everything too. But look, it is still what it is today. It's still what it is like it was back in those days. We have made some progress, but you still see injustice going on. I'm talking about players and owners. Yes, a lot of players do not want to own teams, but I'm not just actually talking about the players owning teams. I'm talking about minority owning teams. That's what we're talking about. Owners. Who can be an owner of a team? Yes, they have to be qualified. If everybody was the same color and everything, yes, you got to look at your track record and all that stuff. But what I'm saying, because we're not the same color, because what we have done in the past, what they done to us in the past, it's still a problem to be an owner in certain leagues. It's still a problem for a minority to be an owner in certain league, regardless of what his track record looks like. It is still hard to break those doors down to get inside that room as an owner, not a player trying to be an owner. But I'm just talking about a minority with some money, with some good business on his belt and everything. It's hard for a minority to become an owner of a team in certain leagues, like the NFL or maybe baseball or something like that. Yes, you see partial owners in basketball, but it's very hard for a minority owner to get into that room with those majority people.
Okay. Let me say this.
Okay.
The problem is us trying to fit in instead of sticking out. Because if you look at who makes the teams, majority of any sport team is almost, I would say, 65% black. I'm talking about almost all ethnic color or a minority of minority descent. We're looking at 65% of the team being that way. So now, if these players says, you know what, I don't want to play in the NFL. I want to play in the BFL, Black Football League. And they started a Black Football League or minority MFL, Minority Football League or whatever. And these same guys that are superstars pull themselves and together and put their resources together, they'll have the same success, because that's what the draw is. People come to see Julio Jones. People come to see Calvin Ridley. I'm talking about for the Falcons. People come, if I had to name other teams, the Lakers, people were coming to see Kobe Bryant. Rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. But now they're coming to see LeBron James.
Dirty Bird.
Right now they're coming to see Trae Young. They're coming to see Giannis Antetokounmpo. I can't even say his name. Uncle Giannis, the Greek freak. You see what I'm saying? They're coming to see these people. That is the draw. If you take Giannis off the Milwaukee Bucks, I'm not saying they won't win, but they're more likely not to be watched like they are being watched now. So if we took all of these superstars, these super athletes, these super people, these people that makes the crowd come, and they say, hey, look, I'm not playing for the NFL no more. I know the blueprint. Let's start this. Let's move on to another chapter in our lives. Then you'll get the fan base. The fan base want to see who they done fell in love with, regardless. Think about it. People right now still love Michael Vick after because I'm one of them. After everything that happened, people still want to see Vic play. Vic came out of jail, and then you got certain people, black and white, that don't like because they animal lovers. They like, man, I don't like what he did with the dogs or whatever. Now, with that being said, if there had been a white guy, would the same thing had to happen? I don't know. I don't think so. But therefore, when Vic came out, because of the people that loved him, if other guys had the same mentality as to start a business that was sports entertainment, because you are the entertainment, boom, that's what you should do. That's what you should do. Oh, y'all quiet now, huh? Don't
Hey,
get
I'm
quiet
listening
on me
to you. I
now.
understand that, but that's the point. Will they do something like
Let's be honest. It's a business. I'm gonna play devil's advocate for one moment. It's a business. It's a business. What does that mean, Calla? What are you trying to say? Just picture yourself a multi-billionaire. The scheme is that these leagues were here in existence, right? Before we had an opportunity to jump on board. Now, before, there's two different levels that were split, which I had a whole lot more respect for back in the day, was that our ancestors, instead of actually complaining about something, we actually took the bull by the horn and we started our own. I mean, we were entrepreneurs. We understood what it was at that point in time. But again, that was a different time in history. Back then, there was a Negro League because baseball was the original American pastime. Yep. So in baseball, there was the majors and then there was the minors. Okay. The minors were called the Negro Leagues. You had superstars like Josh Gibson, Satchel Paige, Jackie Robinson. The list goes on and on. I mean, don't forget Willie Mays. So these people were waiting for their chances. The only difference was the majors were paying out money, big money, big checks. Your voice matters. Your money matters. When we start understanding that, we'll be in a better place in America or anywhere else that you may reside or live. You have power. Somebody told you one day, I guess somebody or somehow you felt like you don't have power. Let's look at the stats. The minority or minor. That means we don't have as many people as the majority. However, we outspend the majority when it comes to sports, when it comes to just buying random crap, entertainment, going to the movies. We have the power. But somehow we're allowing them to tell us that you're no better than you're just good enough to play sports. You're just good enough to worship my team. You're only good enough to wear the jersey. You're only good enough to come and buy my concessions. You're only good enough to pay for the parking. You're only good enough to tailgate. You're only good enough for the commercials to get people like you in to continue to put money in my pocket and me sit on this board and say, no. Think about it. Nero, you said it. People come in and watch Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley, right? Names put butts in seats. People in seats pay for those $1 billion stadiums with the retractable roofs. Huh? Halftime shows, which most of them are of minority, whether it be Spanish, Hispanic, or African American, or most of those people are minorities. Is that you got choices. Stop crying about it. That's all I'm saying. Period. You know what I'm saying? You talked about Michael Vick, right? There's a new outfit called the XFL, I'm gonna pose this question to both you, Tiger, and Nero. XFL. If you feel, I mean, my question is, do you think at some point in time when we get enough gall to say enough is enough, man? You know, you wouldn't let us in. There's no way in God's green earth, on God's green earth, that there's not a few people that are a minority statue that don't meet the qualifications and can't come together to get that type of money to own their own team. Don't you think if this keeps going on, that just like the XFL started, there could be another league that starts with different rules, regulations, and criteria? I mean, they've given you the blueprint. I'm not trying to start anything, but if you can get somebody who owns WWE, Vince over there, they do wrestling, which is similar as a man sport, I guess, to open up an XFL with fewer rules and regulations, and they're making money already. In fact, the NFL heavily recruits from the XFL.
The NFL
They're
had
not
more
making as
mass
much money
appeal.
right
In the
this second,
XFL,
but
he
come on, two people went over and said, you know what? Hey, let's go ahead and found it. So Vince McMahon and Oliver Luck, right? Boom. GM and the founder. Now you got competition with the NFL. It's possible to run a monopoly with some competition. Oligopoly, you the only person doing football. That makes sense to nobody. So my question is, do you think if this keeps going on and the NFL looks at people as players, we don't have to, because why would I break bread? I'm a multi-billionaire and it's been in my family for years. Why would I? That's how most business people think. That's how I would think. If I was on top, why would I give you a shot? Why would I break bread with you unless I know that I can make more money off of it? Why would I take my repetition and chance it on you? Right? That's business, taking away the color. But now, this is a different world, right? You don't have to let people in that don't look like you. You don't. But you might have to suffer the consequences. Keep losing some of your prized horses and possessions. Why? Because a lot of us have options now. So, before I keep beating a dead horse, speaking of that, I just wanted to leave you with that. We talked about a lot of stuff. I mean, we talked about the options. Um, one thing I want to let you know is that I personally, for the record, I believe in everything that Kaepernick did. Nero, I don't understand what you said. Um, but the reason Kaepernick did what he did, whether you feel like he was a starter or not, whether you felt like his neck was on the line, whether you felt like he was not dancing in the light anymore, what he did was either brilliant or he did it from his goal, from his heart. What do you mean by that? Well, Nero, you just said the reason why he took a chance like that is because he wasn't starting and he was fading from the spotlight. I really believe that he took a chance to share a platform, because when you have money and when you're in the camera in the limelight, you can say things. You can get the attention of the masses. That's why most of the stuff is televised or on radio. It's because you have a platform. You can reach the masses, right? Before that, it was just radio, right? Now you have a visual to go along with that audio. So you have a voice. You can reach a lot of people without even thinking about it. So when he took a knee, it wasn't a disrespect to the flag. It wasn't a disrespect to the service of um, our military and what they've done for us, for this country. It was a platform saying enough is enough for police brutality and justice. That's what he did. He took a chance. He said, you know, here on the NL, we have all of these minorities and black people that are actually and you treat us like gods while we're in the league, right? You pay us all this money to do what we want to do. It's like a rock star mentality. However, outside of this stadium, you could care less about us. We're just a paycheck. I think what he was saying is that you're getting rich off our backs, but you don't want to open up the mic or the platform to stand with us. So because you don't want to stand with us when we're grieving and we're hurting, then we won't stand with you for what you believe in. So I will come to work and I will do my job. But please respect my beliefs when I take a knee. That's the message that Kaepernick was saying. Period. End of story. He wasn't disrespecting America. Wasn't disrespecting the flag. He wasn't disrespecting any of that. If you want to say disrespect the flag, look at your Constitution and what it's supposed to stand for and ask yourself, is this something that is really going on? It's not.
But if you guys look at it, man, we talking about what you guys said earlier about ownership.
Well, you're not
team ownership. That's what
we actually covering that up.
I don't want to go away from that. I understand what both you guys are saying, but be realistic. What are the ownership statistics? Who are the owners of the team now? These days, who are the owners from back in those days? What has changed?
Is that if we have a problem with the disproportionate owners versus players, the disproportionate numbers of coaches versus players that meet that minority, you know what to do. Turn the TV off. Utilize the power that you have. Don't go to the games. Stop spending your hard-earned money on tickets and season tickets. Simple. If we outspend the majority and we are the minority, why put up with that? Right? We say it all the time. Every red-blooded American wants the same thing. We want to be able to compete in a fair atmosphere. We want to actually fend for our families and give them the things that we've never had. In the grand scheme of things, we all want to be equal because that's what the Constitution says, right? When it comes to business, understand business is business. Doesn't matter about color, doesn't matter about creed. There's nothing fair about business. If you do understand that, then people, let's stop crying and do something about it, okay? But if your decision is to stay, then make strides. We made strides. We're here. We're here in 2020. You got people in all sports, even in soccer. You got soccer, you got tennis. So I say to you is that if we're here and we made strides to get here, let's start looking at ourselves and considering ourselves loved, and considering how much power you have, and considering the fact that you're not just black, you are American. So that's why I like to use the color. My favorite color is American. So any American has the same opportunity. It's what I would like to say at the end of the day. Right now, it's unjust. And until it is just, know that you have power and you have options. You guys be well. I love you. And be true. Right here from the red, the white, and the blue. America. I love you, and I'll see you next time on Talking Smoke. That's my time. Jay Calloway.